Hello and happy Monday. Today you can see there is a special guest with me, really close to me today. Introduce yourself.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Snorky Murph, otherwise known as Tim. Whatever you want to call
Timmy.
me.
You guys loved when he was on showing how he does his mustache. That I thought for today we would do a
reacting to some videos. Way back.
Of getting ready in specifically 1949. I think it's so interesting, these videos that show how
it's how they wanted you to dress like at the time.
Yeah, like habits.
Precisely, step by step.
How clean cut you were. And they showed these at high schools, middle schools, colleges. The one that we're going to show you today was for a college. So it's pretty interesting. I haven't seen the whole thing through. I've seen other ones of the same kind, but I wanted to keep like a fresh eye on this one. And this will be Timmy's first time watching it. So
my first reaction video, or my first Snorky or Timmy reacts to kind of video.
Can you tell that he's excited? Let's see. We're also live on Instagram, so make sure to say hello. We'll try to pop in and out from both. So yeah, hopefully our upgrade on the internet is working better, so you guys could see us without any hesitation. But before we get started, two pieces of information, two updates. Number one is I can't wait for Rockabillaque Charleston in November. Information on the pinup contest will be up soon. I've been a little behind because if you follow me on my social channels, you will have come to find out that I was chosen as one of the finalists. I even get nervous saying it. I was chosen as one of the finalists for the Her Universe fashion show that happens right before San Diego Comic-Con. So it's a really big deal. It's like, I believe there were like over 300 submissions. And this is a contest, if you don't know about geek couture. So it's like high fashion, but geek related kind of. I did one last year, if you remember, of Ancient Aliens. This year I signed an NDA. So I can't say anything until the stage show.
It's hush hush, everybody.
Yeah, they even make anybody that knows anything about the contest sign an NDA because they really want to keep their thing secret. It's by Hot Topic and Her Universe, and I am so excited for this opportunity. So if I am busy, it's because of that. But it's coming quick. It's in July, so it'll be a month of a lot of busyness, but I'm so excited. All right, and then for the show and tell today, I think Timmy knows how excited I'm going to be about this. Let me get it right here. So,
shaking in my seat.
I don't know if you guys know. Let me check over here. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Ruby. I wanted to say that if you don't know where I was born and raised, I was born in Miami Beach, raised in Hialeah. If you're in Florida, you know what Hialeah is, I hope. Or in South Florida, more specifically. It's a very largely Cuban dominated neighborhood. I mean, my dad lives there and he's never learned, he never learned English. I'm not saying that proudly. I'm just saying that just to tell you the type of neighborhood that is.
General statistics, right? Folks.
But it's hilarious. It's not hilarious, but it's interesting how in Hialeah, I've always wanted to do a series about the history of Hialeah and some cities in South Florida. Fun facts about Hialeah is that that's where
Betty Page.
Betty Page. Oh my God. I'm getting confused with Bernie Dexter because she looks like Betty Page. Betty Page, actually, when she became like an activist and, changed after her career of being a pinup model, lived in Hialeah and got arrested in Hialeah. Fun fact. And then also in the 20s and 30s and 40s, Hialeah was known for its beautiful racetrack, and it was like the most gorgeous racetrack that you'll see. Hi, Vivian. That you'll see that of its time. It had gardens. Right now, it doesn't look like that anymore. It's so sad. But to get to the point of the story of my show and tell is if look at this purse. Okay, it might not mean a lot for anybody out there, but this purse is literally, it was made in, I bought it on eBay, right? From somebody in New York. And this purse says that it's an Atlas purse. So if you collect wicker purses, you probably have an Atlas purse. It was made in Hollywood, Florida, which is where I'm by today. And it's from the 60s. And the tickets, what's so beautiful about this is the tickets, you can't really see it in this camera or with the light flashing on here, but it's from Hialeah 1959. Has 2 tickets from Hialeah Park and from Tropical Park. And I think that's so interesting and a beautiful piece of history. Yeah, so proud of it. Tell me if you guys have ever seen something from your hometown. I think it's so cool when like you find something that's awesome, especially if you're into vintage, from your town, especially from its heyday of when it used to have, I mean, like I said, it still has a racetrack, but it's only a quarter of the track and it's mostly casino. And
yeah, I think the whole area is basically casinos.
Casino mostly, but they race, but I think it's half of a race. Like it's not a full race like if you go a little up north to Gulfstream Park, which has like the races. I don't know much about races, but I just know that I love that. So I thought that was amazing. All right. So I just had to share that because I loved it. And I like to show you guys a little show and tell before getting into the video. Now, Timmy, what do you expect to learn in today's Get Ready With Me 1949 edition?
Like 1949 tutorial edition.
Yeah, and the reason I brought Timmy is because they talk about women and men getting ready in the 1949.
Well, I'll expect a whole lot of, well, I don't know, like very monotone sounding kind of. You don't think
transatlantic?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know if they're losing it by that time, especially if it's the late 40s.
Well, he's good at the period stuff. All right. So let's see here. And if you guys can't hear us while you're watching, let us know. All right. So can I move us here? Oh, I have to switch us. No, this is a night out. Hold on. I picked the wrong video.
Stand by, folks.
Stand by.
We got this.
I have to set the right screen. I thought I was all ready, all prepared.
No worries.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. How to be well groomed. 1949. Right there. Coronet trace mark. I said head of homemaking. You know, did anybody ever, let me know in the comments below if anybody had any home ec elections in high school and college. I never saw any of that. Did you?
No, I don't think when I went to high school there were any homemaking class. There was shop. I think they were still doing shop, but not home ec.
I wish I had shop. There's some stuff I see that people have furniture. It's so cute. I don't know how to use wood. Okay.
I love these books.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, where are you?
In my room, Don.
Joe called. He said he'd be a little late. Say, do you look smooth?
Why, thank you, sir.
Smooth.
You look mighty elegant yourself, if I may say so.
Yes.
You know, I don't know the first. I thought they were like supposed to be husband and wife, but they're brother and sister. Just so you know. I just want to put that out there because I did see this part and I thought it was kind of weird that he just walked into the room.
Yeah.
I feel like a brother would knock. I mean, I don't have any brothers.
There would knock or shout, maybe.
He shouted.
Wasn't that loud.
Oh.
But yeah.
I don't know.
It was just a little weird.
See, I did both home ec and shop classes in public school. Oh my gosh. So it was a thing. I mean, I get my school didn't have it. That's pretty cool.
Once upon a time.
Let's see.
Yes, indeed. Both Don and Sue look like the kind of people you'd like to know, don't they? Of course, right now they're dressed for their Friday dates. But don't you have the feeling that they're always well-groomed?
Yes, and that's no accident. For Don and Sue, the question, how do I look, depends on good grooming habits.
Let's see.
Health, posture, cleanliness, and neatness, plus a daily routine of little finishing touches.
I think you should add all of that, too.
Take last night, for example. On weeknights when there are no dates, plenty of time to do little things that make for a well-groomed appearance.
Hey, sis, haven't you finished with that iron yet?
All right, I don't know. I don't know if this is an obvious question, but there's no parents here.
Yeah. Is this Nickelodeon show? Or like before Nickelodeon?
No.
Yeah.
You can have it in just a minute. Haven't you got anything else to do?
You think they'd come in and say, like, the mom and dad would come in and be like, hey, I told you not to put their shoes over. Well, it looks like he has it on this little thingy over there. I don't even know what they call it.
You're right. He has his shoes on something that is not a chair.
Yeah. But maybe they did have a thing like that. Shoes. I don't know if it's that
in the kitchen?
Yeah.
And ironing in the kitchen? I guess it doesn't matter. I did see like a futuristic home from the 50s that had like an ironing board that came out of the wall. And then it had another ironing board for the sleeve. Now, some of the inventions from the 50s I think should work today, maybe with a little update, but they're pretty neat. Like, especially those mid-century homes.
In the 50s, everything came out of the wall, even the bed.
Yeah, and they had blenders that came out of the top of the kitchen cabinets. I loved watching those commercials.
What are you doing in my sewing box?
Well, there's a loose button here.
Oh, all right. I'll fix it for you.
That button is loose.
That is,
Just off.
if you polish my shoes.
Well, I guess it's a deal. I have to polish my own. I might as well.
Aw, thanks.
I guess.
Clothes
I'll
pressed
polish yours.
and mended.
I gotta polish mine.
My sister, if these are brother and sisters, they're too nice to each other. Just saying.
Yeah.
Shoes polished. These are a few of the habits with which Don and Sue keep neat. And neatness is one of the fundamentals of grooming. So here's part of your big question, how do I look? Are my clothes neat and clean? Whether you do your own or achieve it by cooperative efforts, keep your clothes looking neat and clean.
And cleanliness and neatness apply to you as well as to your clothes. So after a cleansing, relaxing bath, that's a good daily habit, Sue has a regular routine. And plan time, too, for the finishing touches.
That's cool. Like, you still have a stuffed dog that you made in home ec and a plastic keychain I made in shop. A wooden horse clock. Whoa.
Yeah, zoots.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I've never even heard of a horse clock.
Yeah. Wait, I feel like the people on... Oh, never mind. I thought it wasn't working on Instagram.
Doing your nails, brushing your hair, and so on. Sue avoids red nail polish since it would call attention to her stubby hands.
Oh my God!
A clear polish.
Don't paint your nails red, ladies, or else you get stubby
No.
hands.
She said she doesn't paint it red because she has stubby hands. Probably her brother told her she has stubby hands.
Oh.
You could wear red nails if you have stubby. That changed, you know.
Which keeps her nails sparkling. Once a week, Sue gives herself a complete manicure. Then daily care of her nails is easy. In the same way, regular shampoos and daily brushing keep her hair clean and glossy. And
I do feel like people nowadays go more to the nail salon. I mean, from what I see in these educational videos and what I read in these etiquette books, sometimes you see that the women do their nails at home. But I feel like now we treat ourselves, self-care, and we go to the nail salon. Some people still do their maintenance like at home or manicures at home, but I don't know. Or maybe it's because I've been in the beauty industry. I think it's more like that. Let's see.
these finishing
Even you
touches
had a manicure,
that add so much to Sue's cleanliness and neatness all fit into a simple schedule of daily activities.
It was nice.
And now for at least 8 hours of sleep.
Woo!
8 hours.
All right, now who's had 8 hours of sleep?
I mean,
I don't.
we can only try to catch up on 8 hours.
But I heard that you can't really catch up on sleep.
7 to 8 hours.
Can't really catch up on sleep. I wish I could get 8 hours of sleep a night.
Good health is a rule, for health is one of the foundations of your appearance.
She doesn't talk about water, nutrition, just sleep is your health. That's the category under sleep, under nutrition.
All right.
The difference there is now we all use our iPhones.
Yeah. Now we use our phones.
Now we all dread in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
A timeless hatred.
Timeless.
Well, Margaret never had home ec.
Leave some hot water for me. And hurry, I'll have to shave.
All right, Don.
What hair does he have to shave?
Feels like he shaved a couple seconds
What to
ago.
wear? The weather has something to do with your choice of clothes. But Don also thinks of other things. Most of his clothes are clean and pressed, so he's not as limited in selection. How about these slacks and this shirt?
Yeah.
What do you think? How will Don look in this combination?
Let's hope he'll pay a little attention to patterns and colors.
Oh my God, I thought it was easy for men to get dressed at all times of the century.
How about this combination?
That's better.
No,
Now a tie to go with the
No
outfit,
pattern.
and Don's all set.
No style, just right.
all right, I really like this this tie organizer. Probably could find that on Amazon now. Look at that. I like that. I feel like
Don is putting one more finishing touch to his appearance. A well-matched outfit of clothes. How will he look?
Good enough in that outfit.
good enough.
All right.
And now another little habit of cleanliness and neatness. Dirt under your fingernails must be cleaned every day, and it's better in private.
All right, Don, you're next.
I don't know if anybody.
I feel like
I don't know if anybody would care that much about dirt
Yes.
on their fingernails.
I think people
Well,
do. They do. I feel like
Well, dudes
nowadays,
anyway.
even if you go to,
well, I don't have dirt on my fingernails.
I know, but you see people in public just like clack, 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 clack. And it's like, bro, I do agree. It should be done in private. It makes a lot of noise.
Now for a cleansing morning shower.
Meanwhile,
Water's
Sue
still
gives
hot,
thought to
right?
the day.
She
What
took all
will
that
she
water.
wear? That depends on her activities, of course. For school, choose comfortable, not too dressy clothes. Perhaps a skirt and a blouse to go with it. But what about these two blouses?
One is perfect for Florida.
Which
one
is more
for-
appropriate for school? Which goes with the skirt?
Fellows like to see girls dress up, but in general only for a special occasion.
Yes, choose clothes that are suitable to your needs and situation.
I think that she's gonna dress up either way, look better than half of the people that go to Walmart. You know, nowadays, like whatever she picks, it's gonna be way more.
Remember that any clothes look better with good
Target.
posture. Now that her clothes are selected, Sue is ready to fix her hair. What to do with those curls she so carefully put in last night? It doesn't matter just what hairstyle you...
You know something interesting? Don't mean to segue to something different, but I was I've watched a lot of movies that recreate the Anne Frank story.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found so interesting in that every movie and in everything I ever saw, the whole women when they're hidden up in
the attic.
In the attic, they always rolled their hair at night. Like they made sure to have some kind of uniformity, you know. Like I feel like if nowadays somebody was in hiding, they wouldn't even care about rolling their hair at night. You know what I mean? I just found that really interesting. And they did it all for the children, you know, to make sure, because they wanted to, you know, be like, you have to go back to these habits after this is over. You know, they still learned, they still went to school. I just found that really interesting.
Yeah.
You use, as long as it looks right on you.
I say that all the time.
Upswept.
As long as it's right on you.
Loosely over the shoulders. Just be sure your hairdo suits you and that your hair is neatly in place.
And here's something else for your appearance.
Dad. They made it.
Eat a hearty, balanced breakfast. There's nothing like wholesome food to help keep you in good health.
And that means a clear complexion, shining eyes, glossy hair.
In short, that means a better appearance. Don's all set to look right at school, isn't he?
I'm trying to...
Mother, too, keeps a good appearance, even around the house, for that keeps up her
They
spirit.
have time for breakfast, apparently.
And Father dresses according to his work, relying on cleanliness and neatness as the foundations of his appearance. So, for each individual, the finishing touches of appearance may be his or hers alone, suited to individual needs, actions, ideas.
After breakfast, Sue goes back to her room for some finishing touches. Her makeup.
Finishing touches. Oh, yeah.
I find it interesting how she goes...
Her powder is one that blends with her natural coloring.
It's a husband.
She pats it on lightly, then carefully smooths it over her face.
No red.
And be careful when it comes to lipstick.
Yes. Choose a shade that goes with your own coloring and sets off your clothes to advantage. Then,
oh my God, she opens her mouth up wide for
now
that lipstick.
Smooth out gently and wipe off any excess to leave only a smooth film of color, following the lines of your own lips. And finally, a last-minute once-over in the mirror. Make sure your hemline is even. Don't let your slip show.
Come on, we'll be late.
Buzz is outside.
Oh, boy, at the mirror again.
Well, the mirror could help you check your clothes, too, and improve your posture.
What posture?
Wait, before we go to posture, I feel like nowadays when you go on social media, all the young girls put way more makeup than this girl put on. Even the no makeup look is like a lot of makeup. It's crazy.
Maybe he's just pissed that there was no hot water.
Oh, Chazika, thanks. And I could straighten up, couldn't I? Well, let's hurry, or we'll be late.
Cultivate such habits as cleanliness and neatness, so you'll be well groomed.
For all through the day, others are looking at you.
Look at that
Your
hair.
mirror tells you what others see. How do you look? How does Sue look?
How does Don look?
Health, posture, cleanliness, neatness. These grooming habits form the basis of a good appearance and a well-planned outfit of clothes, well cared for hands and nails, light touches of makeup, a becoming hairdo.
Little touches.
Oh, Sue, where are you?
In my room, Don.
He's always yelling for his sister.
Joe called. He said he'd be a little late. Say, do you look smooth?
Well, thank you, sir. Look mighty elegant yourself.
Uh-oh, this is where we came in.
And this is where Don and Sue go out for a pleasant evening. Their good grooming habits help them in friendship
going on
and
a
in
date.
business. For your success depends a great deal on how
Now they're
you
going
look.
out together. Oh man. Oh man. Now I found another one that is of going out in the evening. So I thought it would lead perfectly to like evening. I feel like evening would be a little interesting because like I said, like people in that time of the video, they look better dressed than like us going to the movies. Well, some people going to the movies, some people going to Walmart, even to go get the mail outside or go to the corner store and pick up anything we're missing for dinner. So yeah, let's see.
Now let's see
going
what
out.
they like going out.
Yeah. Let's see here. Like right now, my hair is not hairing.
For a night out.
There you go. Restored. This one's a
In the early 1940s, women's fashion and style was defined by the war. Rationing being a major part. But natural synthetics like rayon made stylish ready-to-wear dresses more and more accessible. This woman, seen here in a promotional film for synthetic fabrics, is getting dressed to go out for the night.
I don't like rayon dresses. I mean, they look beautiful with their design, but
no woman's evening outfit could be complete in the late 1940s without a pair of gossamer fine stockings. The invention of nylon in
I have never heard of the word gussated.
Was it gussated?
Gussated. I'm sure they mean like gusseted, like the little. I don't know what that means.
1939 revolutionized fashion. Swimwear and shapewear became much more flexible. And the sale of nylons went through the roof when they returned to the shelves after the war.
Stop looking at her leg.
Chemistry, according to this film, had a solution for everything.
I thought this was the real.
Raining. Then it's chemistry to the rescue.
Hey, even ponchos exist.
Something that came out of a test tube is going to protect her from that shower.
That was quick.
Here, folded into a compact little package, is a transparent raincoat.
It's all right.
It's okay. But
that's what it looked like.
They didn't really say how they were going out. But it's so interesting. Like, you know, when I hear people say, you know, the phrase that we've all heard, like vintage style, not vintage values, like I think that hits it straight on. I feel like if you're watching this, or if you're watching those videos on YouTube, you have some kind of interest in the vintage style. You know, I don't think none of us want to go back to that time. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, there's only a few things you want to keep from that time.
And it's just a style.
Yeah. That's
it. Just certain pieces and certain looks.
Music, movies,
mm-hmm.
posters, art.
Even amusement rides.
Yeah. Even some amusement park rides.
Yeah. No. You know, like sometimes I wish I could go back and like ride certain rides that have closed down, like Splash Mountain. Just kidding. But yeah, I just, and I always try, and I know it's hard. Like these videos, I think it's because it was normal in the time to get ready and go out and be dressed to the nines. I've heard stories of many of the girls that enter any pinup contests or come to my meetups talk about how their grandmother inspired them because they would get all dolled up, even to go to the corner, even to go just do something outside in the yard. That we've become, even like during COVID, everyone became more comfortable wearing their pajamas at home, working from home and being like top dressed and then bottom pajamas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I even saw it when you go out to places, people would be like not dressed up or don't want to go out. And I think it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
For the most part. I feel like I'm talking with my hands a lot too today, but
no, you got a point there. I think people just dress down you know, beneath the TV screen or cameras.
Beneath the movie magic, aka the life magic. Pearls and pixie dust. Yes, that part. Love the style. That's it. Yep. That's it. That's it. And I really do love it. And I love how we could even add modern touches and improve things. Like how we were saying earlier, the mid-century homes, like when we watch these videos, we think, oh my God, it was so beautiful that they had everything hidden. And I love how, like the blender, for example, the blender comes out of the thing, ideally, maybe they didn't keep reproducing it because, if it leaked, then where did it go? Then how do you clean it? So I feel like as time goes on, we realize what works and what doesn't work. But that's the beauty about innovation and being creative and trying new things, not going backwards, but going forward. I hope that made sense.
I think everyone got the gist of it.
Yeah. I don't want to go on a tangent with that. But yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today, Timmy.
Oh, my pleasure.
Did you have fun?
I did. Wait, didn't we have one more? Like how to dress up for the job?
Oh, yes. Let's just do that one since we're here. One other video that I found.
One more video. And then you can go.
I guess he was excited to do it. He wants to keep going. Nobody sigue. How to keep a job. I think this one's also important in today's.
Yeah.
None of us want to work. None of us want to work. I agree with that. Who said that? The Kardashians? Of course, they don't pay people to work. So. Paying people for it.
That's not here. No, same here.
No, like the old school.
Oh, but not yet. Yeah, like...
Terminated.
Damn.
Business. Wait. Here's a ambitious young men can make place. Wait, I can't see. Can make place for himself in a well-established company. Attitude more important than experience.
Well, I guess that's pretty much 50-50.
I don't know. Because, I think back then it's different. Because people's parents or older generation have worked in the same job for so many years,
Yeah.
See Mr. Wiley at Star Products Company.
Let's say Starbucks. I choose you.
Let's see. You didn't put out what you wanted to get. I wanted to know how much you expect to get paid.
The suspense is terrible.
I know.
It looks all right. Tell me, why are you interested in this job?
I need a steady job, Mr. Wiley, with a chance to go places.
I see. Now, this one job you had with the Central Distributing Company. You worked there for 18 months?
Yes, sir.
Why did you leave?
Because I wasn't getting anywhere. After 18 months, I figured I was worth more than they were paying me.
This guy is straightforward. I'm waiting for the narrator to be like, bro, slow down the rails there.
Why do you want this job? Because I need
Maybe
money.
he's a Gen X, I feel like that's a Gen X answer. Like, hey, I wasn't going anywhere and I was worth more, or that's my answer too.
And I figured I was ready for promotion to more important work.
I see.
Honest, Mr. Wiley, it was a rotten company. I don't know why I stayed as long as I did.
Tell me, were you fired?
Yes, I was.
Dude was talking crap and then he said he was fired. Why would he confess?
It's like, nah, bro, just keep going. Just be like, nah, I left my own.
They weren't going to pay me. That he was. I guess the other guy knew that he was being too
forward or
too emotional about it. That he probably got fired. That's what I think happened.
But it wasn't my fault. The company just up and started firing people.
It's nobody's fault.
Retrenching, they called it.
What do you think of that?
I think it's a pretty normal situation. A business has to live within its income. Many factors affect that income. Sales, general economic conditions, the development of new industries that replace old ones. For these and many other reasons, businesses often go through periods of adjustment and reorganization when they're forced to let people go.
I didn't do anything. Why me?
You said that in 18
Is this an
months you
interview
hadn't
or a
gotten anywhere.
teaching lesson?
That's right. Other fellows who started later were promoted right over my head.
Keep a job.
True.
How much warning do you need? Couldn't you see the company valued the other fellow's services above yours?
But I thought I was doing fine. What did I do?
Do you expect me to answer that?
No, sir.
No offense, Timmy, but I feel like this is a guy answer. I feel like this is how men think. I could be wrong. I'm not a man, but
It sounds pretty accurate.
I guess you wouldn't know.
Actually, I probably do know better than you do.
I was fired myself.
I have no business taking time for this, but well, I can't help thinking you might really amount to something if you'd set your mind to it. Try to see yourself as your employer saw you. Better still, let me give you a picture of a case I really do know. It's about a young man who came to work in our shipping room here.
Where's the picture?
And another young man.
what picture?
Now, we begin work here at 8:30. That's the time to begin this business of keeping a job. And that's the time Bob Anderson began work every day.
Keep a job.
We could depend on him to be on time and to do his work on time. You might call him an eager beaver. But look at it from the employer's point of view. Wouldn't you like to have Bob working for you? Dependability is one of the main keys to keeping a job and getting ahead. Now, dependability includes a willingness to work. Some of the work in our shipping room is hard work. That's why we've always had two fellows working there. Well, two fellows who were supposed to be working. The other fellow I want to tell you about is Walter, Bob's brother, Bob's twin brother. But the resemblance
Now,
is
are they
only
actually twins or
skin deep.
two actors? I want
Look
to
at
know.
Walter from the employer's
same
point of
guy.
view,
That's what I'm
and you
thinking.
see how not to keep a job.
He cloned
Look at him from
himself.
Bob's point of view, and you see how not to get along with your fellow workers. On the other hand, Bob would be popular wherever he worked. You know, he would do his share of the work and help others who needed help. Cooperation is another way to keep a job.
I feel like this is also describing a group project. Oh, he's a kid that does nothing.
Walter finally decides to go to
money
work,
at the
but
end of the day.
a job he was supposed to do first thing.
The title's called a supervisor.
Actually, he was supposed to run them off the evening before, but he put it off. This is how not to be dependable, how not to cooperate with the company and with your fellow workers in your own and other departments.
Like mailing a print.
Poor Walter. Who should come into the shipping room but me?
Oh,
But
The
me.
boss always seems to find out. Walter's manner gave him away. Now, it isn't hard to learn to make good, clean copies on a duplicating machine.
Oh, it's a
And this
copier.
wasn't the first time I'd had to criticize Walter for making poor copies. And it wasn't the first time he tried to alibi his way out of a situation. The fact was, Walter just couldn't take criticism. Yet how can a man
How does
expect
that
to
copy?
improve
Now
on
I'm
a
like so
job
intrigued on this
if he
machine.
won't listen to the very people who can help him?
Yes, sir. A few things.
Just before closing time, you'll find Bob getting the shipping room ready for the night. And you'll find Walter getting himself ready. So he won't be a second late pushing the clock.
He's
An
ready.
employer sees this as a sure sign that a
Look at
man
that, he's
isn't really
cleaning.
interested in his work.
His fingernails in public. I'm just saying. Well, with his.
I ask you, if you were the employer and had to cut down your staff, which fellow would you keep?
That's not hard to answer. But why didn't you go ahead and fire this, Walter?
Now, don't be too hasty. I'm only telling you about Walter's bad points. He did enough work to hang on to his job. As long as times are good, there'll be jobs for fellows who just barely do enough to get by. But to keep a job when the going gets rough, you need to ensure your job.
How he didn't want to fire the guy that did the minuscule work to find someone new. He said he'd keep him until it's time to let go of somebody, and then, oh, I already know who. Interesting. I feel like people still think that way, which I think is not smart.
So valuable, your employer can't let you go. We've talked about dependability and cooperation. Now, another prime quality is initiative.
Hello,
and for once, I have something good to say for Walter.
Things in the galaxy.
It's not hard to understand why he was unhappy whenever shipments were left just inside the door. The packages had to be hauled all the way across the room for wrapping, then hauled back again when they went out.
He did everything. Basically.
If you don't like the way things are done, you can spend a lot of time complaining about it. That was Walter's usual way. But this time, he got an idea, and he knew what to do with it. In every company, there's plenty of room for improvement, and the management usually welcomes suggestions from employees. Walter's idea was a practical one, so we adopted it. The company benefits through time saved and less handling of packages. The fellows in the shipping room benefit through having one of their harder jobs
found an efficient way of packaging.
And Walter improved his standing with his employer by his display of initiative. But one good mark isn't enough. One day, not long after, Walter was taking advantage of a lull in the work, and Bob was bringing the shipping records up to date when...
What you got there? Shipment for you. Wise guy. Well, finally. The stuff they've been running in here asking about every hour for the last 3 days. Sign here.
Is that a policeman?
That's the way it is in this company. They wait till they run out of something, and everybody runs around like crazy. No system. And nobody in charge with enough brains to start one. What a way to run a business.
You don't like the company. Why do you work for it?
Exactly.
Me, I work for a swell outfit. I'm proud of them.
Maybe I'd like to work for them. Could they use me? What for?
They're commies.
A press agent? Yes, Walter found out that nobody thinks very much of a man who talks against the company he works for.
I find this interesting. You know, I agree. If you don't like your job, go look for something else. I think I'm a testament of that. But also, like, I mean, you got to do it in a low-key way. You just can't be telling everybody how much you hate the job and how much the place sucks. Because you never know who's listening, and you just hinder yourself. Yeah, or you hinder yourself from a new job. If if the industry, depending what industry you're in, you could like really screw it over. So far, everything in this video works
by making that false statement about his company?
Mostly
nothing, except trouble for himself if it got back to his employer, which it did.
I guess it's not very different from the way I was talking to you about the place where I used to work.
Well, there's a saying, if the shoe fits.
Oh, the shoe fits all right. You knew it would, didn't you?
This guy's too honest.
Yep, I could see my shortcomings all over the place. Dependability, initiative, cooperation, and loyalty. I could have done a lot better on every count.
You can do better. Come on.
Yes, sir.
You're hired.
At last, you know your place.
Well, Bob, I've got a new assistant for you. Bob Addison, this is Ed Blakesley.
Hi, Ed. Glad to meet you.
Bob's a good man to watch. As soon as he trains somebody to take over here, he's moving up to assistant purchasing manager.
Say, that's great. Mr. Wiley's been telling me about you and your brother.
My brother?
My brother?
Yeah, your twin brother, Walter.
That was my clone.
I had a point to make, so I invented a twin brother for you. You see, in this twin of Bob's, I was really describing Bob's poor conduct on the job when he first came to work here.
Oh, you mean the way I was loafing on the job around here before? I get it. And then you... Well, if you can... Say, Mr. Wiley, did I ever tell you about my twin brother?
It's called the clone.
No, now come up with lies too. Oh my god.
So what did we learn? Tell him you have a twin brother, then you tell him you actually don't.
No, but he was doing it as like
yeah, to
show him a lesson that this guy was bad and he got better at his job. It's all about, you know, that people could change, and then like this wasn't really how to keep a job. I think he was just trying to be a mentor to a young kid that he wants to pay minimum wage to keep in the company. Yeah, and then just told him that you'll learn and you will grow, and then giving him that positivity at the end of like, yeah, once he trains somebody, he's going to become a higher level person, you know, gives hope to the new guy to be like, okay, hire me for pennies and I will grow one day like this guy.
Yeah, do what you're told and you will be promoted.
Yeah.
Pretty much how it works.
Yeah, I'm like, nothing has really changed when it comes to that. The good old twin brother, yeah, usually welcomes. Yeah. Oh my god, thank you guys. That was a really interesting video. Thank you for reminding me that we had a third video to watch, because that one I didn't watch at all, and I think it's like,
we were in for quite a surprise.
yeah, I was surprised. It didn't really change much. It's just like it wasn't really how to keep a job. I think it was more a lesson of, you know, what I just said that I can't.
Yeah, they're really fixated on these videos, fixated on teaching a moral.
Yeah.
Rather than, I don't know, instructions.
Yeah, no, well, they're instruction videos, because I've seen beauty ones that I've done before on this channel on how they teach you how to do your hair, makeup, and how your face, you have to wear your hair a certain way, and you know, that's more instructional. But I feel like you're right. This was for a school, and let's do some morals. Interesting. All right. Thank you, Timmy, for joining me today.
Thank you.
It was fun to have you. That way you're not just sitting in the other room listening.
Listening, make sure the mic works. Okay, you're good.
Yes. And so make sure to say thank you to Timmy in the comments. Look at him, he's blushing.
Stop.
I'm embarrassing him. I'm embarrassing him. Just kidding. Yeah, so thank you, Timmy. So much fun to have you here.
It was my pleasure.
Anything you want to say to the audience tonight?
Yeah, folks, just follow your hearts, follow your dreams. If you put your mind to it, you'll accomplish anything.
Hey, Timmy, we're not filming a 1949 education video.
I thought we were doing a Robert Zemeckis movie.
Oh my god, Pearl Plus Pixie Dust says thank you to me.
Thank you, Pearl.
Margaret says thank you. Hello. Thank you. Bye. Samantha says thanks. Hey, Samantha. I'm glad today was really fun. Next week I'll have a makeup tutorial for you guys, so make sure to join me next Monday. I go live every Monday at 8 o'clock, unless it's a holiday or, you know, something else happens. But I usually post it on my socials, so make sure to follow me if you're new. My name is Pinup Miami. Hello. Hi, Sherry. And make sure to follow me on my socials at Pinup Miami on Instagram, TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. And again, thank you all for the support of finding out that I'm one of the finalists for the Her Universe fashion show. It means a lot. I'm still like up in the air, like not up in the air, like happy, elated. Yeah. I guess that's the word. That I'm taking part of that. Because it's only 20 people that they picked to go on the stage. So I don't care if I win. I'm just happy that I'm gonna walk this runway. And I'll be able to share the design again after July 25th. And then we're gonna go on a vacation to go to Disneyland. So if anybody has any tips about Los Angeles, Hollywood, or San Diego, we're gonna be there for a couple of days in July. Let me know. Reach out to us and tell us like what you suggest for us to do. because I have no idea about anything in the West Coast.
Neither do I.
Yeah, so I'm excited to explore. Thank you guys for joining. I will see you on next Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good to see y'all.